Alright guys, Gemini back with another video, and I wanted to come on video today and tell a little story. Last night I was watching Best of the Von Erichs DVD that my friend Spano sent me on Twitter. So I was watching the Best of the Von Erichs DVD, and it was the damnedest thing. I was kind of watching out of the corner of my eye, not really paying attention. I think I was screwing around on Facebook or Twitter or something. And so all of a sudden I look up and it's Kevin Von Erich, and he's facing gentleman Chris Adams. And they're like maybe Texas Stadium or maybe the Cotton Bowl. But anyways, they're wrestling some big dome or some big football stadium outdoors. And it's Chris Adams and it's Kevin Von Erich. And it was the damnedest thing. And I'm watching Chris Adams, and he's this big heel. And Kevin Von Erich, obviously the baby face in Texas. And man, Adams is acting like a real jerk. And I'm like, whoa, this is really cool. And I hadn't seen WCCW for a while. And then all of a sudden at the end of the match, Chris Adams takes this steel chair, or this wooden chair, excuse me, and he smashes Kevin Von Erich with this wooden chair, and knocks Kevin Von Erich out, and the blood is coming down, and the girls in the front row were crying, and all the fans were silent, and literally you could hear a pin drop. I believe it was in the Cotton Bowl, but yeah, you could hear a pin drop, and then they were calling the ambulance out, and it was crazy how hardcore WCCW was back in the day, like the early '80s. And man, the girls in the front row were crying, and it was some hardcore, intense stuff, man. And I'll tell you, the wrestling crowds have really changed. The wrestling crowds today don't fall for the tricks, but man, the Von Erichs and the people behind WCCW, they got that crowd good that day, because back in the day none of the wrestling fans really knew it wasn't real. We all thought it was real, and those girls in the front row that were crying for Kevin Von Erich, they didn't know that he was pretending to be hurt. They didn't know any of that. They thought that their hero, Kevin Von Erich, was hurt legitimately by Chris Adams when he smashed him with that wooden chair. And yeah, we've come a long ways as wrestling fans, because if a wrestler gets knocked out at the end of the show by a wooden chair, the fans on the internet probably come on and complain that show sucked. But back in those days, the fans just went and they really bought into what they were selling. And the crowds today don't really buy into what they were selling. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that for a few minutes. It was a crazy, crazy thing. So hope you enjoyed listening to it. I'm Gemini. Thank you.